Annyeonghaseyo, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of the First Berserker Khazan running on PC. Let's see, am I going down or up? Learn skills. Use skill points to learn weapons and common skills. Unlearning a skill will return those skill points. Spirit is Khazan's unique combat ability, a manifestation of his unwavering inner strength. It is earned through battle and consumed to unleash powerful skills that deal high damage. Let's see, Blazing Assault, Massive Blow, Wind Chaser, Penetrate, Guard. Deal damage to enemies when performing a Brink Guard. Ooh. Spirit Extraction, Reflection. Parry the enemy's attack, dealing significant stamina damage and briefly disabling defensive actions. Brutal attack. Left button and Y though. See, when taking damage while this skill is active, take decreased health damage and increased stamina damage. Burst attacks, grab attacks, and certain normal attacks cannot be parried. Gain 1 spirit charge when interacting with Lacrima. God, I only have 1 point. Let's do Reflection. I imagine I want one of these. I'm about to speak of a massive Yeti, one so fearsome that 9 of their warriors have fallen to it. Yeah, we met. Destination Mount Hindmach. Prisoner Khazan, former great general, banished for treasonous rebellion. Yeah, it's a pretty good looking game. All the characters are, you know, anime and cel shaded, and the backgrounds are realistic looking. Javelin, left trigger to aim, right trigger while releasing aim. R3, zoom in and out. Javelin allows for ranged attacks. Javelin skills can be learned by going to the common skills tab. Attack unsuspecting enemies or target weak spots to deal more damage. Oh, I'm assuming I have a limited number of those. Otherwise, why wouldn't I just throw javelins all day? course, this is a Souls-like, so it's a hard game, but it does offer like an easier difficulty. And if the game gets too frustrating, you know, I'll tone down the difficulty. But so far, I think it's been pretty fair. Well, fair until I fought that guy. Jeez. First time playing Dark Souls 8 hours straight? Oh, wow. I didn't really get into the original Dark Souls that much. I did play a lot of Demon Souls. Unless that's what you're referring to when you say DS. But even then I sort of fell off after, I can't remember what boss it was, but there was like one of those bosses which was just really frustrating to me. This game is good too because you can parry from every direction. Whereas like a typical From Software game, you know, you basically parry the thing that you're targeting, and if somebody comes at you from behind or the side, then you don't know how to parry them. But this game, if something comes at you from the side or behind, and you're targeting something else, it still counts your parry. Which is super nice. It's one of those things which I always thought FromSoft should have done, but they never have done. You know, it's just more fair. You know, if you're going to have things attack me from multiple angles, then give me a way to defend myself. Don't just make me eat the damage, you know. Oh, your first one was 3? Yeah, I played Dark Souls 1 after seeing people make a big deal out of it. Then, of course, it turned out that, you know, I wasn't super into it. At least not right away. I did eventually go back to it and play it and appreciate it more. I played Dark Souls 3 quite a bit, but never did beat that one. Actually, we can do 120 on this one. Let's see if it is any smoother. It actually does hit 120 frames. Although I had to restart the game if there's any tearing. Oh, thanks for hanging around, Frank. It's been a while since we've talked, so. I always appreciate it. Oh, ooh, we got a big ass sword. I do love me the big sword play. That's what I mean in Monster Hunter. If only Monster Hunter worked well. Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds continually crashes. Ancient Warrior's worn greatsword. Oh, greatsword. Say less. Oh yeah, this is a big boy. Another thing this game does, which like the Dark Souls games don't do, is that you know, if you're in the middle, or if you have a big swinging weapon like this one, in Dark Souls typically you only get to target what's right in front of you. If there's something which, you know, your sword is clearly hitting, you know, in a From Software game, it'll just pass through that character, right? Generally, multi-hit is not a thing in a From Software game. Some exceptions, right? But not many. In this game, yeah, look, even if you're targeting something else, you have a big ass swing, you're hitting other things that are also in that swing's range. It's just these like little things that that you think should work in a From Software game don't work. And it's just like, why? Why doesn't it work? We have a great sword tree now. Swift attack. We can charge attacks. Potent blow. Increase the range of a charged blow. Unbreakable. Gain increased poise and take less damage while attacking. Dodge attack. X after a dodge attack. Quickly deliver additional attack after a dodge. Oh. Avenger deal damage to enemies when performing a brink guard. Oh, okay, so this is just like the dual wield. Increase poise, huh? I mean, they're all good. It's all hard to decide when everything's good. I'm almost dead though. Is there a place I can rest? There is, okay. Yeah, it's funny, I was in the mood to play some Gradius 3, so I broke up my Mister, and I got the version of Gradius 3 that works with the Super FX chip, right, so it doesn't slow down. But then they announced Gradius Collection. I'm like, God, do I want to play Gradius 3 now, or do I want to wait? It kind of largely depends on what version of Gradius they have on that Gradius Collection, if it's the arcade version or if it's the Super Nintendo version. If it's the arcade version, then I'll just play the Super Nintendo version, because that arcade version is It's very famous for ripping you off. Even the more hardcore Japanese players say that the arcade version of Gradius 3 is incredibly unfair. Yeah, there's actually a phrase that the Japanese use for the difficulty in Gradius 3. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it basically means you know, it's like ridiculously unfair. Some enemies use burst attacks that cannot be blocked. Counter them by dodging or performing a counterattack. Left button and B, counter an enemy's burst attack with the common skill counterattack. Timing it perfectly triggers a perfect counter, dealing significant damage while fully restoring Khazan's stamina. Oh, wow, okay. Perfectly, though, huh? Well, I don't know about that. No. Mario 3 on NES. Well, I actually think Mario 3 is a pretty fair game. Although it was funny to play Mario 3 and then, you know, play Super Mario World, and it's like Super Mario World was way easier than Mario 3. No. Sorry, I am not a tryhard. I am going to die over and over again to common enemies. How was I doing better the first time? That's true. Well, I mean, you can lose your souls. Like you drop your souls when you die. They don't call them souls here, but they call it lacrimosa. Look at this thing. He's such a badass. Yeah, I can bully enemies a little bit more with the with this greatsword. Wow. Cool little fox statue. Ari village. Because the snowy setting? Yeah. Yeah, look at you. Oh, Bigfoot. I'm almost dead. Maybe the bats will kick my ass. Look at that. Oh, I hope he was a bad guy and not a prisoner. That would be rather awkward. Yeah, you have some sneaky kills. I'm assuming sometimes it doesn't insta-kill though, depending on how hard the enemy is. Ah, okay, he heard me. I'm gonna get taken out by a boar. Yep. Just looks like a sliver of health. Yeah, defeated this big ass bear and then just a boar kills me. Yeti up here. Ooh. I like the greatsword. You have to do a lot more dancing around if you use the dual blades. Although, I wish he didn't carry it around like he was just dragging it. But in all fairness, it's a big-ass sword. So we went up last time, so let's go forward. Am I poisoned? Well, first step is a doozy, huh? Yeah, things do feel like heavy. Or, I mean, it looks like something hurts. Alright. And it should look like something hurts. I mean, like I said, this is a big-ass sword. Oh, died by the thing again. Yeah. This thing's tougher than it looks. I mean, it's because I have a top knot. I think the top knot's killing me. Oh, and I don't want to fight the monkeys again. No, thank you. Yeah, see, in Dark Souls or Elden Ring, I'd have a big ass sword like this, and then wolves would still be like 6 hits to kill. It's like, how can I have this big ass sword and minor enemies can still, you know, I still have to like peck away at minor enemies. Tough time with the timing on that one. It's like a little bit delayed. Man, that thing is tough. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Goodbye, Top Knot. Sneaky little monkey. I see you. Yeah, this is turning out to be like a really fun game. I just kind of bought it on a whim. Here, we'll do 2 strength this time. We'll smack some stuff around. It's funny, at this point in time, I'd like Souls games not made by FromSoft. Like, I like, you know, Stellar Blade and Lies of P. Like this game. That DLC to, Shadow of the Shard Tree was... I don't know. I don't really think I dug it that much. We did play all the way through it, but at the same time it was not as fun as I thought it would be. And the enemies super duper cheated in that one. To the point where it was obvious they were cheating. They were reading your inputs. Yeah, this seems like not good news to go here. It's like, what are these things exactly? What? Now I have a... Now a spear? There's another name for that. I'm sure they'll tell me. Oh, it's just a spear. Okay. It's a thrusting spear. Huh? Take quite a bit of stamina to use. Swing and a miss.
난 당신의 명령을 따랐을 뿐이야.
Ah, okay. I think it wants me to dodge instead of parry.
장군, 정말 과격한 것일까? 난 당신의 명령을 따랐을 뿐이야.
soon. Too late. Do.
장군, 정말 반역한 건가?
Well, it's training, right? It's trying to teach me how to play against these kind of foes. So if I'm not doing something right, then it's not going to give me any opportunities to do damage. It's training without telling you it's training.
그게 너의 아픔이었나? 네가 아직도 영웅이라고 생각해?
I wonder if there's an easier way to switch weapons. Like if I'm gonna have to deal with multiple types of enemies like that. Oh, they're giving you a surprisingly amount of, or they're giving me a surprising amount of loot. That's actually better, right? Usually games like this, they give you a bunch of loot, but it's never anything that's actually better than what you have. How many different kind of weapons can we use? It's actually kind of crazy. Gain spirit upon performing a brink dodge? Oh. I mean, I probably want this then. Gain spirit from taking damage. Increase the amount of spirit gained when attacking. Like I said, all the choices are good. It's not like picking one is a bad choice. If anything, it's hard to decide on what you want. Oh, whoops. What the heck is going on there? Didn't mean to do that. Must have accidentally hit a button. Are you sad? Well, now you are dead. Don't have to be sad anymore. I mean, that's not a good solution, but it's what I had. I'm surprised how good the performance is. I mean, this is a new game, and it's performing really well. Usually PC games, that first day or two, or that first month is, you know, like with Monster Hunter, it's just absolutely terrible, you know. But, you know, they had a hotfix right as this game released, and I think they released one more hotfix, and this game runs amazing. For a game to run this well on launch is not normal. Oh, resting doesn't give me more spears? Well, that's a sucky thing. Fire terabyte SSD. I don't think this was a really large install. I'll have to look. Damn it, I want to target him. I mean, it's not like a Call of Duty install, right? I mean, Call of Duty wants you to install this giant hub for all their games. And then you get to install your game after you install the giant hub. Yeah, it's certainly not that, but I don't remember it being like a ton of space. We'll look after this. Only thing is Khazan's super heavy, so he skips leg day, so he can't jump. You know? Oh, the bats got me. What the heck, man? Did the bat scare you? Yeah. I keep forgetting this is part of the DNF universe. I mean, all these DNF games, the fighting game that's coming out, the 2XKO, this game. It seems like they're really expanding this universe quite a bit. And I don't know anything about the main game. I mean, I don't play DNF. And I don't really have plans to play it. It's not really my kind of game. Okay, well, I guess this is kind of a big... Well, it's under 50 gig, so this is not that big of a game. It's pretty reasonable. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching the First Berserker Khazan running on PC. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream. I'll be on a little later. I had to make a social call. So, yeah, I'll be on in a few hours.